I think I found okay news when it comes to Zebec. Now, even though nothing I say is financial advice, it's clearly not the best news of all time, but I just want to talk about this anyways because I like Zebec, so I'm going to give some updates. Now, here's the thing. When I take a look at not too long ago, Zebec had a post and it was regarding Uphold. Now, Uphold, it's a pretty big exchange. It's not everyone's go-to, I would hypothetically assume, but it's pretty big nonetheless. And allegedly, Zebec has something going on with it. Now, what is that? Now, starting this week, allegedly, from what I can see from this post, right? Hypothetically, if someone holds more than 50 grand worth of XRP on Uphold, theoretically, they may potentially receive, maybe I'm assuming, some ZBCN as reward. And by the way, right, keep in mind, the post says details from Uphold and Zebec official channels only. So again, there's still a lot of details, in my opinion, to be released when it comes as a result of this, or of this, I should say. But then it's just kind of like, showcasing that, there's a lot of details here. But I'm just saying. I'm not talking about like 50 grand in terms of 50,000 XRP. I'm talking about like hypothetically more than 50 grand in terms of the dollar worth of XRP. Now, why do I think it's okay news? Because sure, something like this may theoretically gain some exposure when it comes to ZBCN through XRP holders. But my thought process is this. I don't know very many people out there who would even want to hold over 50 grand worth of anything on an exchange. I don't know that, right? And again, many people that I know out there, they don't have 50 grand worth of XRP or, in this case, anyone who holds more than 50 grand of XRP, right? So maybe it's like $50,001, who knows? But I'm just saying, like, I don't know how many people who are holding XRP would really gain any sort of traction as a result of this. This is not for like every single exchange. Again, theoretically, this is just for Uphold. And again, there's more details when it comes to this. So, I don't know 100% what the exact intricate workings will be. So I don't know exactly the precise details. But again, just from looking at this, sure, in theory, this could help gain some exposure when it comes to Zebec and also ZBC and all that type of stuff. But in my opinion, if I could actually look at the data, I'm theoretically assuming that this would not apply to that many individuals, if that makes sense. Because, again, who's holding that much on Uphold in terms of XRP? This is just my theory. Again, if it's like 50,000 XRP, that's a different case. But if it's like over 50 grand in terms of the dollar amount, that's a totally different story. You know what I mean? Like even just throughout the whole like space overall, I'm not talking about only Uphold. Let's take a look at other exchanges and all this type of stuff. Also, those who are holding in their own wallet and whatever. Like, there's not that many holding that much, But this is just the way you take a look at it. It's a bit different if they're doing this for like all XRP wallet addresses or whatever, but this is not the case allegedly. So I think it's okay news. I mean, I like it when Zebec updates because I am a fan of the project. I do like the direction in which they're hypothetically heading, but in my opinion, when I take a look at stuff like this, it's 50-50 for me because I like Zebec, but I mean, I guess this is, whatever, right? Now, when it comes to Zebec, it doesn't mean it's all bad or anything like that because I actually still really believe in the project. I mean, Zebec, despite all the stuff they're doing, I mean, they're still focused on AI-based PayFi. They're still focused on global trade and finance. They're still focused on the payments market. They're still focused on a bunch of, good markets. Like, for instance, RWAs. We take a look at how hypothetically that could maybe be a big narrative, real-world assets. And again, when I take a look at Zebec, it's not like a one-dimensional project where it's only focused on one thing and nothing else. It has many layers to it. So I do like it. And I feel like sometimes, these type of projects, I'm not talking about Zebec, like other types, right? They don't really want to update and all this type of stuff. But then when it comes to Zebec, even though not every single thing they update is necessarily like, good news or like the best thing of all time or whatever, but I still like how they're still updating here and there and they're not just completely, kind of checking out, if that makes sense, like in a sense where they just don't care, So I like the direction in which Zebec is heading. And again, we see a lot of projects out there updating and whatnot, but if the market doesn't really want to hypothetically pick up in a massive way, then there's nothing really, I think, like the project can do in most cases, right? So when it comes to Zebec, I understand that I can't do anything in terms of what happens to ZBCN. Like, how can I? All I can do is just acquire, hold, and I just wait if I do believe in it, but then I do. So then this is what I'm going to do. But then I'm just saying, that's just an example to showcase that no matter how much I believe in Zebec, no matter what news is coming out, if it doesn't want to pump, it's not going to pump. And hypothetically, like not too long ago when ZBCN did very well before the pullback, I wasn't expecting it to happen that soon. You know what I mean? I was just holding, but I didn't know it would happen that soon because before that, if you remember, ZBCN had a mini pump and then it went down and then everyone didn't really believe in it, right? And I get it. At that time, it was kind of like, not, I would say, difficult to tell people that I believe in Zebec, but then at the same time, it's kind of like people were always questioning me, like, oh man, take a look at the price and all this type of stuff. But then again, take a look at what happened when it comes to ZBCN. So again, there's no way to predict the exact time, but I think in theory, if let's say the markets do pick up again, I think if we combine that with the bullish sentiment that we see as of right now when it comes to cryptocurrencies just in general, I feel like it could maybe be such a good start for maybe an altcoin season, hypothetically, because I think the factors are already there. I mean, we already have over 600 million crypto owners, according to Crypto.com research. That's more than ever before in history. We also take a look at the Bitcoin ETF, the Ethereum ETF, and the hype surrounding that. The way you take a look at it is that all it needs as of right now is that good confirmation from the market in general before altcoins and also just like, Bitcoin in general to really have that next leg up. But then it's a matter of time because I can't control what happens. You know what I mean? So I can just stay patient. That's it. But I'm just saying, theoretically, if the markets did do good, I feel like the foundation is already there when it comes to altcoins and whatnot to really begin the next leg up. Now, at the price of 10 cents, I get it. Sometimes people are like, oh man, it's kind of like, impossible and all this. Well, I can't tell the future, but that's around the 20x and the market cap at that point, considering current circulating supply would be around $8.5 billion. I mean, XRP currently has a market cap that is well beyond $100 billion, And I think it's really fair for me to assume that we're not even in a fully fledged type of altcoin season, and XRP is already doing that, So if let's say XRP did a lot better in theory, and let's say the markets did do a lot better, and let's say we do see a fully fledged type of altcoin season, would this be too outlandish? You know what I mean? This is the question I ask myself, and theoretically that 10 cents, milestone really wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. But I'm still staying patient because, again, that's the only thing I can control. And when I see news, when it comes to Zebec, I do like it. I like the updates, and I'll continue to really just pay more attention to Zebec because, again, that's the only thing I can control, and just believing in the projects that I believe in and just waiting. Literally, that's it. It's a patience game, right? It's a game of patience. Sometimes my friends say, oh, it's kind of like waiting for paint to dry. But then in my opinion, at least when it comes to, kind of like altcoins and also just the portfolio, right? We can still, at least in my case, continue my life and then just, pay attention to it when there's some good things happening, right? Or take a look at the project's fundamentals. I don't have to take a look at the portfolio every single day or something like that, or and make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. It's been Lee the Captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace. Bye.